Alright folks, like I said, I'm doing some fishing here today. What I'm doing is I'm using wax worms here, and I'm also using a jig. I'll reel up out of the water here for you guys to see. It's a green and white, or green and yellow tungsten jig, actually. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm going to strip the old stuff off of here, and all I'm doing is running that wax worm through there once or twice and letting it hang like this horizontally. When I jig that, that tail flickers, drives those panfish wild. Even get down here and get you guys one or two. The crazy thing about this is, oh, there's a fish. Got him. There's a nice fish. Not a nice fish, but just a pumpkin seed. I don't like these pumpkin seeds. I like catching them. I just don't like eating them. Go back down there again. It's mid-March here in Minnesota, and we're getting more towards, you know, spring and spawn and all that good stuff. And I'm actually in 5 feet of water right now. And all around me is about 15 feet, and there's a big weed bed that I'm fishing here. And the oxygen is kind of depleted around a lot of the other weed beds around the lake, so the fish are concentrating on this weed line here. Come on, there's a fish. Oh, that was a nice one. I just ripped it out of his mouth. Afraid I pulled a little too hard there on that guy, or I didn't quite let him get it in his mouth far enough. This is a big, this is a big wax worm. He'll have a heyday on this thing. I got my other rig here. I got a minnow down. It's called a flutterbug. It's orange and white. I've gotten a crappie off of that so far, and the biggest perch of the day. Comes another fish. Oh, missed him. They just bite so light here. There's more fish down there, but it looks like a perch. There's one. Oh, it's a pumpkin. Oh gosh, it's a big pumpkin seed bluegill hybrid. Look at the size of this fish, folks. This is a pumpkin seed bluegill hybrid. I don't know if you can see that or not. And it's just massive. I mean, I can't even palm this fish. It's so big. I'll keep those fish. That's going to be really good eating. I'll throw it over here at the rest. Let's see here, I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 sunfish, 2 crappies, and 4 perch. So I'm going to try to get a few more sunfish here, and hopefully another crappie, maybe another perch. And it's beautiful out today. It's March 16th, I think, or 17th. And it's 41 or 42 degrees. Oh, come on. Oh, there goes my boat. Oh. Yeah, God darn it. Popped my bobber over there. Whatever it was, but he didn't Could have been a pike. I've caught a few pike today. Just little guys, and one small largemouth. Usually when you get a sunfish or two in, you'll catch a few right in a row. But the problem is with this island, there's this weed bed around the island. There's a few patches like this where the fish like to congregate. And I'm pretty sure they're just kind of circling this island here. There's a fish way down below. Come on. I'm just kind of waiting for them to pass back around to my bait here. That wax worm I'm using is kind of, I don't know, I don't like him. Actually, that's one I used before and he was just laying on the ice. He looked inviting for some reason. Alright, I got a brand new one on. Get her back down there. There we go. This is a little bit bigger, a little more lively minnow. The doctor's gonna love me on Friday. I'm gonna show up cast all smelling funky and fishy. Be mad at me, I've been drilling holes with it on my ice auger. Oh well. It's hard to keep a good fisherman down. Especially when you're sitting at home doing nothing. Gosh. Oh, there's a fish on that minnow right away. Wonder what it is, folks. It is. What do we got here? Oh, it's a giant crappie. Oh my gosh! Look at the size of this crappie. Oh my gosh! I thought it was a northern or a bass. Look at that, off that flutterbug jig. Look at that crappie, folks. Oh my gosh! That is a heck of a nice crappie. Oh. Wow, see that? I put that brand new minnow on, and I dropped my line maybe a foot. This big slabber come in and just nailed it. He's got to be, I don't know, let's see how long he is. In fact, I'm going to grab my tape measure quick. He is, whoa, I'll go from the inside of his lip there. He is just over, well, you folks probably can't see it, but he's just over 13 inches long. We'll try to put the tape on him here for you to see. But there's the 13 mark right there with my thumb on it. How's that for a little bit of action for you folks? And he's, you know what? He's about the exact same size as the other big one I caught. And we are in 5.5 feet of water. Well, 5.0 right on the nose. I'm starting to mark a few fish down here again. See, I put another one of those nice big fatheads on that flutterbug jig and get it back down there. So I've caught 2 crappies and one really big perch off this flutterbug today. I always want to see if I can lose this one too. Oh, didn't lose that one. There you go. There's a really nice bluegill. Ah, those fish are nice. I think he might have swallowed it. No, well, their mouth is so big, they just inhale that jig, and it is gone, literally. Like these sunfish, they don't usually peck at the jig. They take it, and it's gone that fast. There we go. Well, I finally got one up for you guys. I would almost consider that a miracle. We'll go back and try it again. Maybe we'll get one of those big perch this time. Or crappie. I see some fish down on the bottom. If I can just get them to come up here and bite. There's one. Oh, look at the size of this bluegill. Oh, man, these things are just huge. Look at that. I mean, they're as deep as my hand is. Oh. Oh. Another really nice bluegill. I started using these tungsten jigs this winter, and I'm just hooked on them. I don't go anywhere without them. I was fishing on Devil's Lake here maybe a week or so ago. Well, I was actually this last weekend, and everybody told me what to bring for perch, so I brought everything that I was supposed to, and then I brought 4 or 5 of these jigs. And lo and behold, I was marking fish, but they just weren't biting. So I put a green soft plastic on one of these jigs and tipped it with a wax worm and just started hammering the fish. It's all over this jig. Just doesn't want to bite. I try to finesse him a little bit. Gosh, that was a pretty good size mark too. You just, oh yeah, what's this now? There's a there's a fish. Oh, look at that, there you go. Look at that. Not a giant crappie, but he's probably over 9 inches maybe. Right under, and he was right under the ice. That's a nice eating crappie there. We'll throw him over there. There you go. That's 4 crappies. And he was literally 2 feet under the ice. Marking some fish down here again. They're just so picky. They come up to that jig ever so slowly, and you just got to vibrate it a little bit and get that tail moving. And hopefully they'll once they take a nip at that waxworm and get a taste of it, then they come back right away and suck it in all the way. on now, I see you down there. The perch seem to be the most finicky fish of all, because I can be jigging my line, and I can have a mark come shooting right up on my jig. Hey folks, I shut my video off here a little bit ago, but I had to show you this giant perch I caught here. Oh, it is huge. Look at the size of that sow. I think that one's going to go on the wall with my other one. And then we're still catching crappies here. We're one short of the limit, and they're all about 13 inches long. But man, this perch is insane. I had to show it to you. Gosh, look at that hog.